Yeah, so Need for Speed The Run is a cross-country race. It's one of the first times Need for Speed's going into the real world. So it's a race from San Francisco to New York. And you're going to be playing a main character called Jack Rohr. He basically gets himself into some financial problems with some very dangerous people, and he needs to enter the run as a means to try to basically get out of trouble, clear his name, and hopefully also walk away with a huge pot at the end.
Very nice. How long has this game been in development?
The run's been in development for just over 3 years now. It's using the Frostbite 2 engine, which is the same engine that DICE uses for Battlefield 3 game. And what we did is we got our hands on it very early, and we were able to convert it into a racing engine. And that allowed us basically to create sort of the action-adventure racing game that you've had a chance to try here. So, there's a lot of different Need for Speed games for different types of players, right? Some people like the more simulation market. You know, they want a closed course. They want to try to master corner to corner. So Shift was developed to try to fill that void and make sure that Need for Speed players who do have more of a simulation itch can get their fix there. For the run, really, we wanted to capture action. We wanted a Hollywood action racing game. We wanted something that provides a really great motivation for the race, and then we wanted people to be able to enter the race and sort of get a chance to feel that white knuckle racing for themselves.
Now, one feature you did bring back from previous games was Autolog. So could you tell us some more about that?
Yeah, so Autolog's back. Criterion introduced it in Hot Pursuit last year in Need for Speed. So we've taken the Autolog system, we work very closely with them, and we've tried to expand it in two different directions. One is at a meta level where we want you to be able to race against your friends, not from just race to race, but across the country, right? So from coast to coast, which of your friends has the fastest time? Then we wanted to take it from a second to second direction where before you only knew that your friend had a certain time, but you had no idea how they got that time. So by showing you your friend's split timer, you can effectively now see from corner to corner, is he ahead of you, is he behind you, what sections of the track are you losing ground, so that you can get a feel for how he got the time that he got.
Could you tell us some more about the online multiplayer and how Autolog works with that?
Well, so the online multiplayer, what we really try to focus in on is ease of entry, so getting the player into the game very quickly, right? We didn't want them sitting in a lobby or having to wait for a session or to matchmake. We added a feature called Join in Progress, which basically allows anybody to just get into the game and race immediately without having to wait. The other big thing was just play with friends. We wanted people to be able to play with their friends. So what we did is we added a feature called Playgroup, which allows friends to join together. They then get special objectives that they're trying to complete together. So things like, can you finish first and second in an online session with your friend? Yes, you're competing against them, but at the same time, there's a cooperative element that we wanted to add.
Okay. Is there any local multiplayer in the game?
So local multiplayer, we don't have split screen or anything like that. Basically what we have is mostly the Autolog system where while you're not directly competing with friends, you're competing against your friend's best time. So whether they set that time locally on the same machine using a different account or whether they're playing from their own home, Autolog system is basically an asynchronous system. So whether they're online or offline, you're always going to see what they did and what times they posted.
Okay. So now, what makes this game more unique compared to other racing games, like say the Gran Turismo series?
Well, Need for Speed differs a little bit from other racing series because we're trying to focus more on an action-adventure racing game. The coast-to-coast setting, I think, allows us to kind of deliver on that adventure, right? A lot of things are going to happen to the main character as he races from San Francisco to New York. For example, the mob is going to catch up with him when he enters Chicago. And if you've ever seen the level, the Chicago level, it's where the helicopter's basically chasing you through the city streets of Chicago, shooting at you. And so you're trying to swerve to avoid all of the gunfire. The cops are coming in. And at the same time, you're still trying to win the run because your life is still dependent on it. So a lot of different things come into play, and I mean that's what I believe takes it above and beyond just a racing game. It's more of a racing adventure.
So there's a lot more going on where you're both racing against the other racers and trying to avoid like cops and helicopters and such.
Exactly.
And when will this game be out?
This game's coming out November 15th. It's on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PC, Wii, 3DS, iPad, and iPhone.
And there's a version on the 3DS, you think?
Yes.
Is there anything different about that version?
They're trying to do their own spin on the run with the technology that the 3DS offers.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Or whether they're playing from their own.